what, Michael? It takes two to tango, and I'm not a little woman that was abused and beaten by her husband. He would hit me, and I would hit him back harder, and I would hit him twice. So, you know, it wasn't like I was this little shrinking violet that he would come home and punch the crap out of. I would do just as much to him. So, you know, we were well suited.
But what kind of reaction?
We had fabulous fights. I mean, our fights were famous for a while. There was one time, do you remember when I threw that bottle at you?
No, I threw the bottle at you.
No, I threw the bottle at you, at the back of your head.
I threw the bottle at you. Oh, yeah.
In the final days of his life, rock legend Ozzy Osbourne did something that has left the world stunned, heartbroken, and inspired all at once. He gave his beloved wife, Sharon Osbourne, a secret gift, one so intimate, so deeply personal, that even those closest to the family had no idea until after his passing.
What was the thing about you rode a motorbike?
Oh, that was when we were first together. I told him that I had a Harley Davidson and ride it on a Sunday down to Malibu.
Mind you, we're good at that with them dogs in Patagonia with Jack.
Oh, shit.
What?
We went to Patagonia with Jack just a couple of months ago. I thought she was going to be wrapped around the tree with his dog sled. She went straight to carry on and she's doing it all her life.
I'll translate.
I do know what you're talking about. You were in an adrenaline junket and you went to Patagonia.
So you understand me?
This gesture, hidden behind the veil of privacy and pain, is now being spoken about as one of the most moving acts of love the music world has ever witnessed. Ozzy may have been known to the public as the Prince of Darkness, but to Sharon, he was her light, and in his final goodbye, he left behind something that will keep that light glowing even in his absence. The world knew their relationship was never ordinary. Sharon and Ozzy's love story was tumultuous, messy, passionate, and fiercely loyal. They faced addictions, betrayals, illness, and an almost unparalleled level of public scrutiny. But despite the chaos, they stood by each other, unflinching.
Our wedding day was very unusual.
stag.
You got absolutely shit-faced. You never even got out of the van. I don't know where you were going, some club. And you never even got out the van because you were already so drunk on the way there.
Well, I had a good time, I think.
In the van by
I don't remember
yourself.
the wedding, you know.
You never even came in on the wedding night. The manager called and said, your husband is laying in the hall. Will you come and get him? And I said, no, I won't.
So you spent the wedding night on your own?
Well, who the fuck else was I going to spend it with? And then in the morning, you came in and went, I've left something downstairs, I've got to go. And you went back for a second round of drinks.
Must have been having fun.
Yeah, I think you were.
Unshaken. So it's no surprise that in his final weeks, as his health failed and his body weakened, Ozzy's mind was still focused on Sharon. Unbeknownst to even Sharon herself, Ozzy had been working on something quietly, in collaboration with his children and a close circle of confidence. It began months before his passing, as his condition began to worsen. Knowing time was running out, Ozzy made a request. He wanted to create a gift that would live on beyond his physical presence. Not jewelry, not property, not even unreleased music, though he had plenty of that. This gift was to be a testament, a living memory, and a love letter to the woman who saved his life more than once. The idea started with a simple video message. Ozzy wanted to record himself speaking directly to Sharon. Not as a rock star, not as a performer, but as her husband. But one video became 2, then 3, then 20. He recorded messages for holidays, anniversaries, birthdays, videos that Sharon could open over time. In each one, he told her a story from their life together. Sometimes he cried, sometimes he laughed. He sang to her, off-key and full of love. He joked about his younger days, recalled private memories only they would understand, and always ended with a variation of the same line, I'll always be with you, my Shaz.
He's like my soulmate. Sometimes I love her, sometimes I don't love her, sometimes I'm angry with her. Sometimes I'm crazy about her. Sometimes I'm very jealous of her. Sometimes I want to fucking kill her.
But that was only part of the gift. Ozzy also commissioned a book, a hand-bound collection of letters, poems, scribbles and reflections he wrote during sleepless nights and quiet mornings. Every page was handwritten.
Oh, if my life ended now, nobody would go, fucking hell, because I mean, I've lived a hell of a life. A fun life, not all good fun, but I've had a lot of fun in my life.
Every word bled with love and vulnerability. The book, titled simply For Sharon, was meant to be read slowly, one page at a time, whenever she felt alone. Each letter touched on a different chapter of their lives, from their first meeting, to the birth of their children, to the pain of separation and the joy of reunion. He poured out his soul in ink, expressing things he felt he hadn't said enough while alive. Perhaps the most powerful section of the book is what he called the shadow pages.
What do you want to do this New Year's?
Whatever you want to do.
Just sit
You're
to
the
you,
leader of our gang. You tell me and I'll
darling,
do it.
I'll go wherever you want to go. I don't.
Oh.
A collection of raw, brutally honest confessions about his fears, regrets, and failures. In one entry he wrote, "You saw me at my worst, and you stayed. When I tried to push you away, you held on tighter. I wish I could go back and undo the pain I caused. But if love is redemption, then every moment I spent with you redeemed me." The book was hidden in a drawer next to his side of the bed, alongside a playlist of songs he compiled specifically for her, songs that reminded him of her, of their times together, or simply made him smile. There were tracks from Black Sabbath, of course, but also unexpected choices, old Motown ballads, classical piano pieces, and even a few silly pop songs they used to dance to in the kitchen. And then there was the box. Ozzy had a custom-made memory box created for Sharon, filled with mementos, a pressed flower from their first date, a torn ticket stub from one of their earliest concerts, a Polaroid of them asleep on the tour bus, a lock of his hair, and a letter of apology that simply read, "For all the times I was lost, thank you for finding me." He had a jeweler engrave a locket with a picture of them dancing backstage during his final tour. Inside the locket a quote, "We danced through fire, and you never let go." It took Sharon weeks after his passing to discover the full extent of the gift. The videos arrived first, emailed to her by their daughter Kelly, following Ozzy's explicit instructions. Sharon was sitting alone when she opened the first one. In it, Ozzy looked into the camera with tear-filled eyes and said, "Don't be scared, love, I'm still right here." All watching the videos became both a ritual and a catharsis. Sharon cried, laughed, sometimes screamed at the screen. "You stubborn old bat," she whispered once, holding the iPad to her chest. Then came the book. Ozzy had given it to their son Jack to deliver when the time was right. Sharon reportedly clutched it to her heart for hours before daring to open the first page. As she read, those around her say she trembled, not just with sorrow, but with awe. It was Ozzy as she had always known him, messy, poetic, broken, healed, grateful.